Hi everyone. Uh, I've got an interesting story to tell today. So 2 months ago, during the school holidays, 2 months ago when school holidays just started, I met this girl called Susan. Susan is 9 years old, and they just moved to zone 7. Zone 7 is where Warembo Wasani Art Studio is located. So they had just moved to zone 7. We have Warembo Wasani, and we also have several residential places where most of the girls that come to Warembo Wasani stay. So there's this particular Saturday, and yes, I was doing a workshop. I was doing the normal workshops with the girls, and then there was these three little girls, around 9, one looked like 1.5 years, and the other one maybe 3, and another one very small, like crawling. So they came to the space. I was like, no, we don't, this is not a, this is not a daycare. We don't have small children here. But at the same, and the last, like the youngest was crying so much. And on Saturdays we normally we serve porridge at 5 p.m. So I said, okay, let's give them some porridge. But at that day, I cried because I heard the story of this girl, Susan, and I was told that her mother leaves her with the kids. She doesn't go to school. Her mother leaves her with the kids, and her mom is always in charge, and she's always the one that take care of her three sisters. So that evening I went to meet the mom. Like you will just want to meet somebody and talk to them, and and ask why the girl doesn't go to school, and also ask why she spends most of her time in church, and gives makes this little girl take care of her three younger sisters. And yeah, I went to her home that evening, and she was so arrogant with me. I just talked to her. I told her it was very wrong, to make that girl have all that responsibility when she's just 9 and she wants to play. And she was so arrogant with me that night, and then okay, I left. So after some time, I looked for the health officer, because I found out that these kids were so malnutrition. Yeah, and I talked to a health officer, and we went there with the health officer, and he examined the kids, and he gave some pieces of advice to the woman. But at some point, I thought it was wise to have this girl in school. So I said, okay, because the schools were closed now, I said, okay, let's see what happens when schools open. So this January, just this week on Monday, I took Susan to school, Jirani, Education Center. So Susan joined Jirani Education Center, and I talked to the mother. I told her the girl has to be in school. And for all this time, this woman was very mad at me. She would pass by the studio gate. She would not greet me. She wouldn't. Sometimes Susan would go angry because she comes to Warembo Wasani, so the mother would leave with the other kids. Of course, I told her not to leave her kids with Susan anymore. She needs to play. She needs to do stuff at Warembo Wasani. So she hated me. But today I'm saying this story not because I took Susan to school, because I felt in my life as a mentor that art is really powerful. Like, she came here today, and it was a normal day at the studio, and we were 3 artists at the studio, and she came, and she stood next to me, and she was like, Joanne, how are you? I was like, okay, I'm fine, thank you. And then she said she was so grateful that I took her girl to school, and I was like, oh, that has she just realized that it's good for the girl to be in school, or why is she thanking me because I've been a bad person to her for that period of time? But then I also realized how powerful art is. So yeah, that is a story. That is my life. I feel so great. My Susan is back. She's in school now, and the mother appreciates that she's in school. And let's hope and see if things will be fine with Susan in the future. Thank you for watching.